Texas sues Meta over Facebook's facial recognition practices. The lawsuit made by the Texas Attorney General is reportedly seeking hundreds of billions of dollars in civil penalties. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing Meta, claiming that Facebook was in violation of the state's privacy laws for allegedly capturing and profiting from the use of biometric data of millions of Texans without their informed consent. I wonder what law he's referring to exactly that would cover social media. The lawsuit claims that for more than a decade, Facebook was, quote, secretly capturing, disclosing, unlawfully retaining, and profiting off of, end quote, personal and sensitive information of Texans using facial recognition technology. Quote, Facebook's omnipresent empire was built on deception, lies, and brazen abuses of Texans' privacy rights. All for Facebook's commercial gain, the lawsuit reads. It goes on to allege that Facebook concealed the nature of its practices by not using the term biometric data, which tends to scare people off. Texans were left oblivious to the fact that Facebook was selling their biometric data to third parties who further exploit it, the lawsuit claims. Storing biometric data without proper consent is illegal in the state of Texas, as in many other jurisdictions. Biometric identifiers can include retina or iris scans, fingerprints, voice prints, and records of hand or face geometry. I never thought of records of face geometry as being biometric. I always thought of it as like, I don't know, iris scan, fingerprint. But I guess voice prints and facial recognition would count because that is a component of your biology. The lawsuit seeks civil penalties in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Wow. A person familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. In November, Meta announced it will delete face recognition data from more than 1 billion Facebook users collected over a decade. So I think Facebook saw this coming. And as they referred to in November, they announced that it would be shutting down this program for facial recognition in Facebook and deleting all the data. This is from November of last year. Facebook is shutting down its facial recognition system, while Clearview AI has been ordered to delete facial recognition data belonging to Australians. As facial recognition technology faces increased global regulatory pressure, Meta has announced that it will delete face recognition data for more than 1 billion Facebook users that was collected over a decade. Meta is shutting down the system and said that people who opted in for Facebook's face recognition feature will no longer be automatically recognized in photos and videos on the platform. Well, I know I never opted into that. I didn't stop them from tagging my face all over the place. This will also affect Facebook's automatic alt text feature, which created image descriptions for visually impaired people. So they've already announced that this is going to be, all the data is going to be deleted and they're no longer going to be doing this. But I guess damage done is what Texas Ken Paxton is saying, Attorney General. Meta responded to the lawsuit by saying the claims against Facebook are without merit and we will defend ourselves vigorously, they said. Paxton, who has served as Attorney General for the state since 2015, claimed that the company exploited user information to, quote, reap historic windfall of profits. He said that Facebook's practices were in violation of 2 Texas laws. Okay, firstly, it's funny that they've already gone away from this. They've already, maybe legal action still needs to be taken. I don't know. But they have already gone away from this and saying we're deleting the data. We're not tracking people's, we're not using the facial recognition software anymore. And also, we just saw Facebook's stock crash, and you can watch the video I did about that recently, because their overall users are going down. So, it's not. I wouldn't exactly call that a historic windfall of profits, at least currently. He said that Facebook practices were in violation of 2 Texas laws: the Capture or Use of Biometric Identifier Act and the Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Doesn't everyone know that at this point? Doesn't everyone know that Facebook, their whole goal is to just get as much information about you as possible so they can serve you relevant ads. I mean, doesn't everybody know that at this point? Facebook will no longer take advantage of people and their children with the intent to turn a profit at the expense of one's safety and well-being, he said. This is yet another example of big tech's deceitful business practices, and it must stop. I will continue to fight for Texans' privacy and security. End quote. Even though Meta continues to make profits, its performance was lower than expected on many metrics in its most recent earnings report, with Facebook's daily active users falling for the first time in the platform's 18-year history. Earlier this month, Meta was hit with criminal lawsuit for the first time after Australian mining magnate Andrew Forrest accused Facebook of failing to prevent scam ads using his name and image. I think what really was Australia was just mad that Facebook wasn't cracking down enough on free speech. That's really the problem. But there you go. Let me know what you think of this. If you think it's legitimate, if Texas is right in bringing this, and if you think it will be successful. Facebook says, yeah, right, and they're gonna fight you. We're gonna fight you on this, but I don't know. Ken Paxton's pretty committed to this, so we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you updated. Stay tuned here, and we'll give you updates as they come out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Appreciate it. Bye bye.